folks, back at it again with another video project. You're staring at me with what's colloquial known as trucker bod or dad bod or veteran bod, which is like dad bod with more knee pain. Sorry, I'll work on the camera angle someday. What's on the camera? That's better. Anyways, so I'm here talking to you on the internet about things that took me a long time to figure out. Like, how do you want to behave towards other people? Do you want to be one of those guys that walks around with a scowl on your face and every time somebody does something you don't like, looks at them like this? Right? That doesn't translate well through camera. But in real life, I'm very scary. So, I've been thinking about that, and right now I'm doing a lot of work in the city. And it's kind of like, how do you want to treat people? How do you want to act towards people you're working with to get a better end result? And I've taken on, to me, sickening optimism. Being overly friendly, and it's kind of a customer service thing a little bit, but it's mostly like, listen, if I'm being nice to people, they're going to be in a better mood, which means I can be in a better mood, which means we can all work together to clear the job site so that I can get the stuff off the truck that they need to continue working. And I think personally, if more people within the building industry, equipment operation, all that stuff around, if everyone kind of had a similar mindset, well, you might get a little less work done. Because we're all being friendly when we meet each other. We got to have introductions. Oh, hi, how are you? Hey, I got this stuff. I got to get it off the truck. How do we want to do it? As opposed to, get that stuff out of the way. I got to get out of here. Somerville's going to... You're in Somerville. Both things will work to your end goal, but it's a hell of a lot better, in my eye, if I say, hey guys, how are you? Where's the boss at? I got this stuff going here, so let me help you out. And, that's for a number of reasons. Number one, it's better for the customer, it's better for the salesman, because the salesman doesn't have to hear your truck driver's a jerk. And a lot of truck drivers can be jerks. I can be a jerk sometimes, but I try and only be a jerk when I need to be a jerk. So I'm coming out of the city on a job I just did in Somerville. And there was one time I was there and I had to be a jerk. I didn't have a choice because there were too many cars for me to get the truck out off the road so that I wasn't blocking traffic. And as I'm walking around looking for somebody shows up with Somerville on his shirt. Oh God, no. I don't want to get these guys shut down. Somerville loves to shut down jobs. So does Cambridge. It's just what they do. They like to, they like fines. They like to fine people so that people will act in accordance with what the city and town wants. That's what it is. So they're looking for stuff that's wrong on jobs. And if you got a truck blocking the street, either the truck driver's going to get an earful or the job foreman will. And nobody likes that. Nobody likes being yelled at for stuff they couldn't avoid. So I say, yes, sir, I'll be out of the way as soon as I can. And I'm like, I go to the guys, I'm like, hey, listen, I got to get out of here. I need a phone number or something. Can we get in contact so that this doesn't happen again? Because I don't want to get you guys shut down. I want you to keep working because I want to keep working. Because I've got bills to pay and mouths to feed. So, my mustache again. Mustache is out of control. So, that's kind of my logic there. And I had to call the salesman and I tried to call the salesman, he didn't pick up, and then eventually I called my boss. I'm like, hey, this isn't working. What can we do here? I gave him an earful, which is no good. It's not good, but I'm in the city. I had to go like 5 miles out of the way to find somewhere I could park the truck and make a phone call. It's one thing when you go, boom, camera's on. It's another thing when you're looking at paper, you can't do that while you're operating a motor vehicle. And Can't do that while you're operating a motor vehicle. You definitely can't do that when you're driving a truck. That's absolutely a no-go. I don't know if you can see my face and where my eyes are. I'm paying attention to the road in front of me. My mirror's beside me. I look at my instruments sometimes to make sure the truck's not going to overheat and break. Or that the voltmeter isn't spiking, because sometimes batteries mess up. Sometimes alternators mess up. There's all sorts of stuff that can happen when you're driving a truck. And what that is, to me, is it's a very high cognitive load. Now, there's times like now, I'm on 93, the traffic is pretty normal. I can talk at a camera. No big deal. Alright, so that was a little sidebar. Alright, so that's worst case scenario. I gotta yell at the customer. When I say at the customer, these guys aren't paying for the materials, but they're the guys doing the work. So, I want to be friendly with them, because I'm going to see him again, and I don't want to have a reputation of, that guy's a freaking prick. I don't want people to think that about me. I want people to think that I'm the guy that's going to show up and I'm going to solve their problems as much as I can, because I'm showing up with equipment. I can move things. It's no skin off my back. What is it? It's going to be 10 cents of fuel in a minute and a half of my time to make the customer happy, so that they're going to use my company again, and I keep working and I keep getting paid. It's a win-win for everybody. So today, I come to the same job, and there's this car that keeps parking on the corner. So it's trucks, not small, and I gotta go back and forth. I gotta mount the curb, and I'm leaving tire tracks on the sidewalks in Somerville. And Somerville doesn't like that either, but also they have too many sidewalks. There's too much sidewalk. You guys are out of control with the sidewalks. It's kind of nice right now because social distancing. But yeah, there's a lot of jobs where the truck has no choice. He's got to mount the curb. And there's some intersections where I've got no choice. I've got to jump the curb, which is bad for tires. And tires are expensive. And profit margins are a thing. So on to my next little bit here is, today I went a lot better. I show up, go to a guy, I'm like, hey, what's going on? How can I get this off the truck? And, they all got the gist. Because I set a reasonable expectation that one time I was there and I couldn't unload the truck. I couldn't get the truck out of the way, and I already covered that. So that's setting expectations. Sorry if I'm a little distracted. Traffic just picked up. Alright, so, and we're going to grab a lane. Grab a lane! Grab a lane! Get out of the right lane! People cut off trucks in the right lane. It's no fun. So, so I come in today, and, I was just friendly. The first guy I talked to does the old, I don't speak English, and I'm like, where's the boss, dude? I'm friendly, but I'm like, all right, don't just shove me off. I'm here to help you. I will help you whether you like it or not. So, somebody shows up, a little more amicable, and it's like, okay, yeah, we'll get this out of here, blah, blah, blah. I'm already out of the way because they've learned not to park so far back that I can't get the truck out of the lane of travel. That's bare minimum. I got to be out of the lane of travel. I can't block traffic. I think legally I can block traffic for 15 minutes, but there's city bylaws, and not every city or police officer observes federal motor carrier statutory regulations. So, and that's totally, I get it. Not every police officer can know every law, but you should, you guys, come on, don't enforce laws you don't know. Don't just assume that somebody's not conducting themselves accordingly with the laws, because that's what we all have to do in order to maintain our freedom and ability to make money. You gotta obey laws. Obey laws. It's not rocket surgery. So, there we go. There's another pause, dead air. So, yeah, I'm just friendly, and everything went really smooth. They asked me to put the stock somewhere, and then I got it off the truck with the Moffett. I'm running sideways in the Moffett, and somebody says, oh no, we don't want it there anymore, we want it here. I'm like, okay, cool. He didn't even say anything. He's just, I look over, and he points there, and I'm like, got it. No big deal. And the funny part was I'm mounting the equipment back on the truck, and a lady comes by, and I'm sickeningly sweet, and I say, good morning, ma'am, how are you? She's like, good. I'm like, hey, can I Careful, Audi. Oh, dealership plate. There's a surprise. Vroom, vroom. So, I'm like, hey, can I just steal you for a second? Do you know whose car this is? And we had a nice little interaction and conversation, and she's like, yeah, Somerville doesn't like anyone to have cars. They want people to have bikes. And I thought that was nice, and it kind of made my day, which is why I'm here telling you that I'm happy, because I want everyone to be happy. And woo! Yikes. Yeah, this is why we try and avoid the right lane. Yeah, I should probably have the camera facing forward next time, because you don't want to see me. You want to see the road, right? If you want to see the road, leave a comment. If you don't want to see me, leave a comment. But I can't be screwing around with the camera all the time. I'm going to get a better camera, folks. I'm going to get a better camera. I hope you like this. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Seals Truckcast out. Addendum. I think this is the right way to do this because I didn't think of something while I was talking earlier. So I'll add this part in. Which is going to be terrible if you're just listening to the audio, so I'm sorry. It's going to come out of nowhere. Not very good at the editing. So I wanted to touch on one other subject, and that's basic human interaction in the city versus in small town middle America. And I grew up in the city, and I also grew up in the country. You know, I spent some time growing up in Revere. Spent a lot of time in Boston as a kid, and I don't know if you can tell that. I don't think I have an accent, but other people might think I have an accent, so you'll be the baddest dude in Revere. Jack chop. So here's my point. I've noticed a pattern or a trend here. It seems to me like a lot of people that grew up in the city, because it's the city and there's a lot of people. And I have a hypothesis that cities replicate to humans overcrowding, and human nature historically, overcrowding has meant scarcity. So I think people act a little funny in the city because, and I think this is kind of a truism, a lot of people in the city, they're looking to make some money off you. If somebody comes up to you and they're friendly in the city, they either want to sell you a religion, a book, a CD, or hey, let's play this game with 3 cups and a ball. Like, oh hey man, you want to try this stuff that's going to make you feel better, and you'll keep wanting it for the rest of your life? Try some of this stuff. First one's free. Yeah. So there is a lot of nuance here, because when you're in the city, and like there's good parts and bad parts to any city, you have to be able to read facial expressions and intent. And I was never very good at that as a kid. So I got duped a couple times. And even in the small towns, you know, my friends were able to talk me into doing stupid stuff because I was a kid. Yeah, you can make that jump with your bite. Oh, my head off the curb. Oh, there's a head injury. There goes some brain cells. So, yeah, that's a little addendum there, you know. I'm offering a little bit of advice, stuff I've tried to figure out. I know there's going to be a lot of openings in the workforce after things clear up. You know, I'm seeing, from what I'm looking at, being joining the workforce during the Great Recession. It's my great badge of honor. I made it. I'm not homeless. I'm not a drug addict. And I'm not a homeless veteran, because, God, we got enough of those. Take care of our guys. But that's, excuse me, pardon me, that's gross. The camera doesn't need to see that. There's my point there, is like, if we all start from the point of being good to our fellow man, well, I don't like paying a bunch of taxes. I don't like paying a bunch of taxes because I feel like the government does a crappy job of who gets the money. And, you know, it's a big, complex system. It's not like they're evil. It's not like they're giving money to people they like or people they don't like. They're bureaucrats. And bureaucrats, I think, as a general heuristic, they don't care too much about their job. They just care about the numbers. So, get a little hint of my political leanings there. That's all I gotta say. That's my addendum. See if I can fix this in post.